All right, everybody, let me get myself together here and see if I can't get this lined up the way I would like it to be. I think that'll work there, and I think that will be okay there. Got to figure out how to get the dice tray in the works, though. That's part of the problem. So I may need to raise this a bit to fit more in. And we just got to figure out a way to get this dice tray in here, don't we? Maybe we'll do that. I think that'll be okay. But now the question is, can I fit everything else I want in there? That's the problem. All right. I think, well, not sure how well this is going to turn out because I'm getting the, hello Forrest, how you doing? Trying to get everything in view, but I might have to raise it a little bit higher. Although I like to stay close to the cards when I can, but, I want to get the stuff in the game too, so. Hey, Brian B., good to see you. It was a long video. I had kind of planned on just doing an hour, but I was just kind of letting RJL do his thing, and he certainly knows his stuff in the inside pitch and was not afraid to talk about it. So I just let him go for it, and looks good right there. All right, thank you very much. Hey, Robert, how are you doing? It was a pleasure to talk to you last night, sir. Definitely a pleasure to have you on, and hopefully everything is okay. Let me pull up my computer screen and see if this is looking the way I would like it to look. Let's take a look here. Just a second and make sure. Hello, Kenyon. How are you doing? Good to see you. Okay. So I'm showing, so I can actually, I'm wondering if I'm using the St. Louis Cardinal color red and white dice. So I'm just wanting to make sure that if it goes down here in the corner that we can still see it. Yep, we can. Okay, we're good. All right. Looking down through my phone, it looks like some things are getting cut off, but apparently it's okay. I also have the little base running cheat sheet that I filled out. I just got to figure out where to put that. Maybe it looks like since that's showing better, maybe we'll bump this up to here and put this right here. Maybe that would, or do it backwards. I would do it this way. We'll put this under here, and then we'll put that right there. But that looks like that might be a good way to do it. Yes, Brian B., we're in the National League, so you can bet your bottom dollar that there will probably be double switches. Don't know about, because neither pitcher is very good, quite honest with you. Bob Gibson, of course, one of the all-time greats, but in 1975, he was 3-10 with a 5.04 ERA. And if you saw the opening day game against Philadelphia, he got rocked. So going for the Cubs will be right-hander Rick Russell. He wasn't a whole lot better. He was 11-17 with a 3.73 ERA. So we could see a lot of runs in this game. Very possible. Very possible to see a lot of runs in this game. Next Saturday on the NBC Game of the Week, we're still in the National League. We'll be showing the New York Mets against the Philadelphia Phillies. First time to see the Mets. And the Mets will be taking on the Phillies from Shea Stadium. So that will be next week. This week, we are in the National League. And put everybody in their respective positions. I am scoring the game on my little scorebook here. This is actually the miniature version of the Bob Carpenter scorebook. The cheaper version. It doesn't have a whole lot of the extras, but it's enough. It does that, and I got my side over here. So hopefully everything is copacetic. And let's see here. Brian, do you have the bell turned on? Because I would assume that the notifications went out. Maybe it's just a bell thing or something. I'm not sure. And yes, your Reds are doing very, very well. Okay, so I think we're okay now. Looks like everything is about as good as I can get it. I don't know if I can get it any clearer than this. Let's see. What am I looking here on 720? Yeah, I got 720 on my computer. Cards still look a little fuzzy. Maybe I don't know if I can do anything here to help it or not. Looks like that didn't change anything. If anything, it might have made it worse. Who knows? Probably did. Let's try this again. There we go. I think it's the best I'm going to be able to get it is right there. That's going to be the best I can do with it. Unfortunately, I'm using my phone. I don't have a HD camera or anything like that. So when I go live, it's 720p. When I record, it's 1080p, which is why I like to record. But that wouldn't make sense for the NBC Game of the Week because we are ready to go. And leading off for the Cubbies will be Mr. Rick Monday. It's a Saturday, but today it's Rick Monday. And, of course, we're nearing July 4th, and I think it was around July 4th in the following year where he saved the flag from being burned in Dodger Stadium. So that's probably the thing he's most remembered for. That and the home run he hit off of Steve Rogers on Blue Monday in 1981 in the NLCS. All right, Rick Monday is on. 6-3, Bob Gibson. Possible error on the very first play. We get a possible error. Monday, 3-1 is a star 2. That is a fly to left field, but that is an even number. So since it's an even number, we will not have an error on the left fielder, Lou Brock. It would have been because his error is an 8. But on fly ball errors, the number has to be odd. Since it's an even number, Brock will make the catch. Had it been odd, it would have been an error because it was less than the 8. He may have been, Tim. I'm not 100% sure. I believe he was back with the Kansas City A's back in the 60s. So, anyway, here's Jose Cardinal. Gibson, 1-1 is a blank. So we go to Cardinal to finish. 4-4. That's a split chance, but against a right-hander, he grounds to third base. And that's going to be an easy play for Ken Reitz. And there's 2 down. Ken, the Reitz-Carlton, I should say. I'm sure everybody was proud of me because last night I went 2.5 hours and had no puns. I'll try to behave myself and let RJL have the floor for the most part. And just kind of interjected myself here and there. But I let the expert do the talking, and it was very informative. I learned some things as well that I hope that I can take forward with, doing this. Here's the Mad Dog, Bill Madlock. 5-2, and that's another blank. Gibson has 4 blanks on his card, and I just found 2 of them. Here's Madlock. 2-1. It's a question mark 9. Against a right-hander, it goes up to 10, but that's a 16. Had he been facing a lefty, that would have been a triple, but since he's facing a righty, it's simply a fly to right. And the Cubbies are down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. So we go to the bottom of the first. Cubbies nothing, Cardinals coming to bat. And Rick Russell. He was the starting pitcher in the 1989 All-Star game when he gave up the leadoff home run to Bo Jackson. That's kind of what I remember Rick Russell the most for, was doing that. All right. Lou Brock will lead things off for the Cardinals. Yeah, Brian B. Mike Tyson said every pitcher has a plan until they step up to the mound and get punched in the face with his base hits. That's why he's on the bench. He's not very good. Russell, 3-4. That's another blank. We're just hitting these blanks left and right on the pitcher card. Russell also has about 5 blanks. No, actually has 6 blanks on his card. Here's Brock, 1-3. It's a single pass first base. So how about that? Lou Brock. Lou Brock with a leadoff single, and he was looking to run. Hello, Doug. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, Lou Brock's attempt is a 9. -1 from Russell makes it an 8. That's a 15, so nothing's happening. So Ted Sizemore steps to the plate. Infield is halfway. Russell, 5-5. That's a strikeout chance, but that's a 14, way too high for that. Stadium even takes away 3 from strikeouts. We'll go to Sizemore, 2-5. That's a ground ball to second. It's a possible double play. He's a 2. The infield is halfway, makes it a 3. Nothing from the pitcher. Since the ball went to second, the pivot is a shortstop, and that shortstop is Kessinger, who's a 0. So it's a 1-3 for a double play. And they turn it. So it's going to go 4-6-3, twin killing. 2 quick outs. And with Lou Brock not being able to get the jump, Cardinals were susceptible to the double play, and Ted Sizemore obliged. So 2 quick outs, and that'll bring up Willie Davis. Davis in center field for this game. No Keith Hernandez on the roster. I guess he was hurt in this particular time. 5-3, and that's a wild pitch, so it's just ball 1. 6-4, and that is a potential strikeout, but that's a 20, so nothing happening there. Willie Davis, 1-2, with a single pass first base. So Willie Davis with a 2-out single. And let's see if he can get a jump. He's got an attempt of 5, but the -1 from Russell make it a 4. And he cannot get the jump. So that's going to bring up switch hitting Reggie Smith playing first base in this game with Keith Hernandez out. Normally he played right field. But with no Keith Hernandez. Russell, 2-5. That's another blank. We're just hitting those blanks on Russell left and right. So we go to Reggie Smith. Whoops, Suadice. Let's try it again. 4-2, and that's a single pass, single to left field. And we look on our chart, a single to left field is a -3 to get from first to third. He's already a 3. -3 would make him a 0, but there are 2 outs. So he actually has a 1. So it's a 1 for him to be able to make third base. And he makes it. How about that? And since he made it, we're going to roll against Reggie Smith's BR rating. If we roll another 1, because his BR is a 2, if we roll another 1, Reggie Smith will take second base on the throw. He does not. He holds. So runners are on the corners. And that's 3 singles in the inning for the Cardinals. That double play really looming large. And now here comes the Hall of Famer, recent Hall of Famer, Ted Simmons. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Russell to Simmons, 2-4, and that's a walk plus because Simmons is a switch hitter batting left. That's a walk plus. That is a 12. He walks at an 8. The plus makes him an 18. Stadium subtracts 3, makes it a 15, but the 12 still fits. So the bases are full of Cardinals. The Cardinal on every perch. And the bases are now loaded for Bake McBride. Something's got to happen here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That's possible, Joel. He could have been sent down to the minors. That's very, very possible. Nothing on the strategy roll. Russell to McBride. 5-4, and that's a hit by pitch chance. He's a 2. Russell's a +4, makes it a 6, but that's a 12, so no hit by the pitch. McBride's got to earn it. 5-6, and he does not. He grounds to second. Easy play there for Trio. And the Cardinals will leave them loaded, and boy, that can come back to bite you real quick. For the Cardinals, they got no runs on 3 hits. No errors, and they left them loaded. So we go to the second inning, scoreless from Busch Stadium. And stepping up, it's got to clear all these Cardinals off the bases, don't we? So Bob Gibson back out. And let's make sure I get these in the right order, back in the little holders, so I don't bat anybody out of turn. Reggie Smith, and then we have Simmons and McBride. Okay, we're straight. Do it for the Cubbies. It'll be right-handed hitting right fielder Jerry Morales. Gibson, 1-1, another blank. Just hitting those blanks like they're going out of style. Morales, 5-5. That's a liner right to second base. Snagged by the second baseman Sizemore for out number 1. So we hit it hard, but to the wrong person. And now here comes the secret square, Pete Lecoq. Gibson, 2-6. That's a possible error on a ground ball. 1-6. That's a star 5, which is a ground ball to second, so it is a possible error, and that is a 5. Second baseman error rating Sizemore is an 8, so Sizemore just booted it. E4 on Sizemore, and Gibson not happy about it. First base runner for the Cubs comes via the error. E4 on Sizemore, and Lecoq takes first base. That'll bring up the shortstop, Don Kessinger, switch hitter. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Here is Gibson to Kessinger. Infield is halfway, of course. 3-5, and that is a possible error on a throw. Here's Kessinger. 1-2. That's a single to left field. The 4 there means there's no error again because it's an even number, so that's no error. It would have been if it was odd because the left fielder, Brock, is an 8 error rating, but since that's a 4, there's no error. So all we're checking now is to see whether Lecoq can make it to third base or not on a single to left. With St. Louis in the field, the single to left is a 0. There's no changes. So Lecoq is a 2. He needs a 2 or less to get to third base. He does not. He gets a 3, means he's got a hold. And that's where the benefit of doing this ahead of time saves a lot of trouble, because if you're sitting there trying to do calculations in the middle of an at-bat, it can really be annoying. So kudos to Robert for coming up with this idea. And, of course, I copied it. I had to. If it's good, I'm going to use it. I mean, that's, like to say, sincerest form of flattery is, replication, I guess. Strategy roll, the 1, but he really can't go. So really didn't need the strategy roll because he has no pickoffs. So Gibson, the trio, 2-3. That's the ballpark card. We're going to Busch Stadium for the first time. See what Busch Stadium does. Only 85 home runs all season at Busch Stadium, so it's pitcher's park for sure. 1-3. It's a ground ball to second. That means a possible double play. Trio, though, is only a 1. They were halfway, makes it a 2. The pivot is the shortstop, and that is Guerrero. He's a -1. So this has to be a 1 to be a double play. It is not. They will get the force on Kessinger at second base. It's going to go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. So 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And Lecoq will take third base. So Kessinger is out of there. And that brings up Steve Swisher. Yep, I have used Tenacious Earl's score sheet sometimes. I mean, once in a while. It's not my preferred method, but I did use it a few times. He had some good things on there. All right, so there are 2 outs now, thanks to the fielder's choice. So that brings up Steve Swisher. Attempt of 1 for Trio. 3. You're not going to hit and run with 2 outs anyway, so swing away. 4-1. It's a range play at the ballpark, going right back to Busch Stadium for a range play. 4-2. That is a single to left field, but it is a range check. Lou Brock in left field is a 4. So a 1-4, and Lou Brock will catch this to end the inning. A 5 or a 6, and the Cubs are on the board. It's a 2. Lou Brock takes the hit away and keeps the Cubbies off the board. So nice catch there by Mr. Brock. For the Cubs, no runs, a hit, an error, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the second. No score from Busch Stadium. All right, due up in the bottom of the second, it'll be third baseman Ken Reitz. He will get the call to lead off against Mr. Russell. (5-3), and that's a ball 1 on a wild pitch. So One away. One ball one, I should say. 5-6, another blank. We're just hitting those blanks left and right. Go to Reitz. 4-2. It's a liner to snag by Russell. Self-protecting. He had to protect his manhood on that one. That was a low liner coming right back to him, and somehow he got the glove in it and saved himself from agony. Here's Mario Guerrero. 5-5. That's a strikeout chance, but 13 way too high. Go to Guerrero. 5-6. It's a ground ball to third. Easy play by the Mad Dog, Bill Madlock. And there's quickly 2 away. 2 up and 2 down. Here comes Bob Gibson. He was a 179 hitter in 1975. So not an automatic out. 2-2, and that's a strikeout chance, and that will get him. That's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We've played 2 here at St. Louis, and nothing on the scoreboard for either side just yet. I'm expecting more runs from this, but both pitchers are holding their own at the moment, but I'm sure that's subject to change. Right now, Rick Russell will lead off for the Cubbies. He was a 208 hitter with a home run, so definitely not a automatic out. Gibby, 4-2. That's a strikeout chance, though, so he will not get him. He strikes out at a 10, but the stadium's a -3. Makes that a 7. The 8 fails, so Russell will not strike out thanks to Busch Stadium. So he will swing 2-5, and he's going to single to center field. How about that? Rick Russell gets himself a base hit because Busch Stadium had a -3 strikeout rating. And he gets the leadoff single. No strategy roll needed on this because he can't steal. Actually, no, he had an attempt of 1, didn't he? So he must have got caught stealing. So we'll try it. We'll do it. Make sure there's no 1 there. There is not. So here's Rick Mundy. Gibson to Mundy. 6-3. It's possible error. 4-1, and that is a ground ball to short, and that looks like a possible error to me with a 5 sitting here. Guerrero's error rating is 11, so that is an error. He boots it. E6, second error of the game on the Cardinals. And Gibson is not happy about his fielders. He's not getting any run support, and now he's not getting any fielding support. So we got 2 on, nobody out. And Jose Cardinal, the batter. Strategy rolls not necessary. 4-1, and that is a range play at the ballpark again. So we're going to a range play. 3-6, that's a ground ball to short. The range of the shortstop, Guerrero, he is a 4. So he will make the play. Now the question is, can he turn the double play? A 2. Halfway makes it a 3. The pivot at second Sizemore is a -1, drops him to a 2. 1-2, and we got a double play. We do not. But they get the force play. So nice play by Guerrero to get the force on Mundy. So he throws to Sizemore for the 6-4 fielder's choice. Cardinal, the new runner at first base, and Russell will waddle to third with 1 out. And that'll send up the Mad Dog, Bill Madlock. Cardinals in a little bit of trouble. Madlock's a good hitter. And you got runners on the corners with only 1 out. Strategy roll for Cardinal to steal, and he can't do it. So Gibson to Madlock, infield halfway. 1-6 is a walk plus to Madlock. Madlock walks at a 9. The plus makes him a 19. Stadium takes away 3 is a 16, but the 7 fits. And so bases are now loaded with nobody out, with 1 out rather. And now things are getting tight for Gibson for sure. With the cleanup hitter, Jerry Morales at the plate and the bases loaded with 1 out. Morales hit it hard last time, but right at Sizemore. If he hits a liner to Sizemore again, they might get a double play out of it. 3-4, and that's a strikeout chance. 6 will not get him, though, because he's a 7. -3 is a 4, so no strikeout. Gibson's not liking that either. Here's Morales. 3-4 is a star 2, which is a fly to left field. So it's a fly to left field. It could be a sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 4. It's a 6. He fails. So we go to Russell. His sacrifice fly rating is a 2, but Brock's arm is a +2, so it's a 1-4. And he will score on the sacrifice fly because of Lou Brock's bad arm. So it will be a sacrifice fly to left. Coming in to score is Russell. The run is unearned. But the Cubs don't care. They'll take it. They lead it 1-0. And that's where the bad arm of Lou Brock comes into play, that a waddler like Rick Russell can score on that. All right, 2 down, run in. Strategy roll for Cardinal to steal. Nope, nothing happening. Here's Gibson to Lecoq. 2-1, possible wild pitch. That's a 13. Only goes to a 10, so no wild pitch, just ball 1. Gibson will pitch again. 2-5, and that's a strikeout chance, but 10 is too high. So we go to Lecoq. 5-1. He's going to line it hard, but right to reach at third base, and the inning is over. But the Cubbies break through and score a run thanks to the error by Mr. Guerrero. So for the Cubs, 1 run. It was unearned on 1 hit, 1 error, and they left 2 on base. Go to the bottom of the third. It is 1-0 Cubbies. And Gibson, a little frustrated by his lack of support from his defense and his offense for that matter. Neither one are anything to write home about at the moment. Hello, Dwayne. How are you doing? I'm sorry, I've been looking at the chat here recently. I've been focusing on the game. So, hello, Dwayne. Hello, anybody else I might have missed. Doug Hunt, if I didn't say hello to you, hello again. And as RGL states, the Cubs won this game in real life 6-1. We'll see how close it comes. Due up for the Cardinals, it will be the top of the order in Lou Brock. And his +2 arm is what allowed that run to score. So maybe he can do something about it offensively. 2-6, it's a range play at the ballpark. So we bring in Busch Stadium a little bit closer for a range play at the ballpark. 4-2, and that's a single to left field, but it is a range play of Jose Cardinal. Jose Cardinal's range in left field is a 3. So 1-3, and he will take away a hit, 4, 5, or 6, and he'll drop in for Brock. And he takes the hit away. So Morales makes a nice running grab and takes the potential base hit away from Lou Brock. 1 down, and Teddy Sizemore. Russell 1-3 is a walk chance, and he will walk him. So Ted Sizemore draws the free pass. Second walk issued by Russell. Willie Davis, the batter. Attempt of 0 because it's a 1 here and a -1 there. So, but he can balk. So we rolled it to see if we get a 20 because he does have an outside chance of a balk. And there's no 20 there. So, and he's not bunting. So Russell. 5-2, and that's against Willie Davis, a lefty. That's a blank. So we go to Willie Davis. 5-6, single to right field. And for the Cubs, on a single to right, you add 2. That's the adjusted total. You add 2. He's a 3, so it becomes a 5. So 1-5, he'll make it. And he does. So Sizemore takes third on the base hit by Willie Davis, and back come the Cardinals. Runners on the corners, and only 1 out for hard-hitting Reggie Smith. Strategy roll for Russell. Nothing happening. Infield is halfway for the double play. 3-3, and that's a potential strikeout, but 20 is way too high for that. So Reggie will swing. 4-1, and that's a fly to left field. Again, could be a sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 3. And he's going to do it. So Sizemore comes in on the sac fly by Reggie Smith. Both runs come in via the sacrifice fly. This one is earned, though, as there were no errors in this inning. So sacrifice fly from Reggie Smith ties the game. Cardinals answer the Cubs in kind. And Ted Simmons comes up. Again, strategy roll for Willie Davis, and nothing happening. Russell. 5-1. He's not tired, so there's no single there. Go to Simmons. 4-5, and that is a star 3, which is a ground ball to third. And we'll just say Matlock throws to first to make it simple and end the inning. For the Cardinals, a run on a hit No errors and 1 left. At the end of 3 from Bush, we are tied at 1 apiece. So at least Bob Gibson got a run to support his cause. See how long that continues as we go to the top of the 4th. All right, coming up for the Cubbies, it'll be Don Kessinger, shortstop. Kessinger singled and was erased on the fielder's choice, his first chance. 1-4, and that's a strikeout chance, but that's too high with a 9. So we'll go to Kessinger. 2-4, and he's going to fly to left. Lou Brock right there. Easy play, 1 away. For Steve Swisher, the catcher. And there you see the benches for both teams and the bullpens. 2-3, and that's back to the ballpark again. So we bring in Busch Stadium. That's a 6-3. It's a fly to center field, and that is out number 2, hauled in out there by Bake McBride. 2 up and 2 down. And that will send us to Manny Kingston Trio. Trio flew to left his first time. Oh, that was Trio. Was that Trio? That should have been Trio, not Swisher. I had him backwards, I think. I did have him backwards. That should have been Trio's at bat. But it was on the ballpark, so it didn't matter anyway. So that was actually Trio that flew out. My bad. I had him backwards in the little holder. That happens when they come in from the base paths. Sometimes you can put them in backwards. Now Swisher's at the plate, but that was the same result because it came off the ballpark card, so it didn't matter who was batting. Gibson, 2-1. Ball 1 on the wild pitch. 4-2, and that is a strikeout chance. 16 too high. Go to Swisher. 5-6. That's a question mark 7. It goes to 7. That's as far as it'll go against a righty. That's a 2, though. It's a double for Steve Swisher. Steve Swisher with a 2-out double. That's the good news for the Cubs. The bad news is the pitcher Rick Russell was due up, although he's a decent hitter. He did single his last time up, so Gibson can't just be blasé about it. He's got to put a good pitch in there. 6-2. It's a wild pitch, and it is a wild pitch. He wild pitches Swisher to third base. So wild pitch puts him at third base now with 2 down. 1-4 strikeout chance, and he will not get him. So Russell hanging tough. 6-3. He's going to ground it back to Gibson, though, to end the inning. So it looked promising, but fails in the end. No runs, a hit. No errors and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still tied at 1 here at Busch Stadium. Rick Russell will come back out. We'll put Swisher and Russell back in their little slots in the right order this time so they don't bat them out of order. That's pretty bad to do that, isn't it? Hello, Thomas. How are you doing? All right, for the Cardinals, it'll be Bake McBride stepping to the plate against Russell. 6-2, and that's a straight-up home run chance because McBride is a lefty, so that's a straight-up home run chance. McBride's a 6, but that's a 12, so no home run, but he does get to swing. 1-5, and he's going to fly to left field. So he hit it opposite field, but didn't quite get all of it, and hauled in out there in left field by Mr. Cardinal. That will bring up Ken Reitz. He lined it hard right to Russell his first time up. 3-6. That's a ballpark check again to Busch Stadium. 5-2. It's a double to right field. So Ken Reitz will double to right field thanks to Busch Stadium. He gets a 1-out double. And that's going to bring up Mario Guerrero. Don't know if he's Super Mario or not. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Russell to Guerrero. 5-4. That's a hit by pitch chance. He's a 7 plus the 4 is an 11, so he will get plunked. So he plunks Guerrero. It does set up a force play at any base for Bob Gibson. And with one out already, they're not going to have him bunt. They're going to have him swing away. Strategy roll for potential balk. Nothing happening. Infield double play depth. 5-5. That's a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Gibson is out of there on strikes for the second time. 2 down. But it does bring up Lou Brock. He's 1 for 2, and he was actually robbed of a single by Jerry Morales. I'm sorry, by Jose Cardinals last time up. So again, strategy roll for potential balk. No balk. Russell, 5-6 is a blank. Another one of those blanks that we keep hitting. Lou Brock, 5-4, grounder to second. Easy play for Trio, and the inning is over. For the Cardinals, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 5th inning at Busch Stadium. Score still remains 1-1. And now we need to start checking fatigue. Well, not really. Gibson's a 30 and Russell's a 27, so I think they're both okay when it comes to fatigue at this point. So I take that back. There are no worries for fatigue. Due up for the Cubbies, it will be the top of the order, and Rick Monday, or Rick Come Monday, or Rick Manic Monday, whatever Monday you want to use. Brian B., I just did that earlier. That's I got to be careful. That's particularly when it's toward the back, because I can't really see over. I've got these cards vertically. I probably should have them horizontal to me so I can see it better. But you know, what are you gonna do? I'm just not as proficient with it because I don't use it that often. But we'll get through it. All right, here's Monday. He's 0 for 2. He's flew to left and reached on an error. 0 for 2. 3-4 is a strikeout chance. 7 will get him despite the -3. It's still going to get him. So a strikeout, courtesy of Bob Gibson to start the inning. Brings up Jose Cardinal. He's 0 for 2. Gibby, 3-3. That's a walk plus, and he was hounded, or he was really, haunted by that in the opening game of the season against the Phillies. He found a lot of those walk pluses. First one he's found today, but he needs to make sure he avoids those. Attempt of 4 for Cardinal. Nothing happening. So we go to Madlock, infield halfway. Gibson, 1-1's a blank again. Another blank. Madlock. 5-5 is a single pass third. Cardinal does not have enough juice to make it there. On a runner on first, a single to third. To get to third base, you need a 6. So obviously he's not able to do that, but runners are at first and second with 1 out. And got to be careful. Here comes the cleanup hitter, Jerry Morales. He had a sacrifice fly his last time up. Strategy roll again. And nothing happens. A 4, but you cut that in half when you try to steal third, so no attempt. Gibson, 6-4. Ballpark card going back to Busch Stadium, which in theory is good for the pitcher. 6-4, and as soon as I say that, it's a single to center field. Shouldn't have said anything. I jinxed it. All right, so a single to center. If we go to St. Louis's chart, a single to center to score from second, you add 3, so Cardinal would become a 7. He scores automatically. To get from first to third on a single to center, it's a 0. So he's a 3. Madlock needs a 3 or less to get to third base. He does not. He has to hold at second, but the runner, Cardinal, scores from second. RBI single from Jerry Morales. He's got both runs batted in for the Cubs in this game. That's why he's a cleanup hitter. And the Cubbies lead it by the score of 2-1. And they're threatening for more. And that'll bring up Pete Lecoq for the block, as far as Bob Gibson's concerned. Nothing happened on the strategy roll. Infield still at double play depth. Gibby, 6-3, possible error. Lecoq, 1-3, ground ball to second. That's an 8. And Sizemore just happens to be an 8. So once again, the fielding for the Cardinals lets him down. Second error of the game by Sizemore. Third by the Cardinals in the game. Unbelievable. And now the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded. And the fun continues as we have Don Kessinger switch hitting shortstop with the bases loaded and one out. He's not a very good double play candidate, so they're going to play the infield in. No strategy roll needed because he can't steal home, so we're just going to go for it. But the infield is in. They're hoping it won't be a range play. 3-6, he's not tired, so no single there. We'll go to Kessinger. 2-1 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Now, this ought to be interesting. With the infield in, and I may need RJL's help on this one, I don't know. Infield is in with the bases loaded and a ground ball to the pitcher. So let's see what my little chart tells me here about the infield being in. Infield is in, and it says here, I guess you can try home to first for double play. So the double play rating here, Madlock would be, I don't know, do you reduce this from a 3 to a 1 since the infield was halfway? Pitcher is a -2. Okay, so if he's a -2, does that make Madlock a 1 to try to score? So in other words, he scores on a 1 or a 6. Is that the way it works? Is that what I would be rolling for? You still roll for double play, but is it a 1 or a 6 that he scores on? Or because he's a 3, but the -2 from Gibson makes him a 1. So I'm assuming a 1 or a 6 he would score. Is that correct? A 1 is a double play. Okay. 2 to 5 is a force out at the plate. Is that correct? And 6, the only play is at first. Okay. We'll roll it. See what happens. We get a 4, so that means that if I'm reading it right and what RJL is telling me, Madlock is out at the plate. They get the force out the plate. Everybody else is safe around the board on a fielder's choice. It's going to go 1 to 2. And I'm hoping that's right, RJL. Fielder's choice 1 to 2. The Mad Dog is out at home plate 1 to 2 for out number 2. And Morales takes third. And Lecoq takes second. Okay, good. Glad you were here just to clear that up. I probably would have figured it out. Maybe. I don't know. I probably would have butchered it most likely now that I think about it. But it's always nice to have backup. Here's Manny Trio. Now with the bases loaded and 2 down. Infield back to normal. And Gibson with the pitch. 5-4. And that's a strikeout chance. That's a 3. He's a 7. -3 is a 4. But the 3 fits. And Gibson with a huge strikeout to end the inning. But the Cardinals get another run. It is unearned. It is unearned again. So let's see here. Or no, I'm sorry, it was earned because the error happened after the run scored. So it was earned actually. So 1 run, it was earned, 2 hits, 1 error, and they left them loaded. Don't know if the Cubs are going to come back to haunt them or not, but they have now left on 8 base runners in 5 innings. So that might come back to bite them. But the Cardinals have left on 6 in their 4 innings of batting. So could be bad either way, now that we think about it. But actually, if you want to be on the positive side, Gibson lucky he only gave up 1 run. It could have been a lot worse. He could have been out of this game. So as it is, they're still in the game. Only down by 1 run. And Rick Russell is not exactly Sandy Koufax, so Cardinals have a chance to come back and do it for the Cardinals. It'll be Mr. Ted Sizemore, the man of 2 errors in this game. Yeah, Lecoq was a secret square on that one, wasn't he, Joel? All right, here's Rick Russell. 5-6 is another blank. We keep hitting those blanks. Here's Sizemore. 6-4. It lines it hard right to Russell again. He had to protect his manhood. They're just taking pot shots at him, and he's able to get that glove down there and save posterity. So here's Willie Davis. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 4-1 is a walk chance, but he will not walk. So we'll go to Willie Davis and see if he can get that 3rd hit. 4-4. He does not. He hits it hard, but right at Kessinger, the shortstop. So an L1 and an L6 back to back. So they are getting to Russell, hitting him hard, but the exit velocity is pretty good, but they're atom balls. They're hitting them at people. Here's Reggie Smith. He is 1 for 1. He singled and hit a sacrifice fly. 2-5, and that's yet another blank. Go to Reggie. 1-3, question mark 8 against a right-hander. Goes to 12. That's a 5. That's a base hit for Reggie Smith. He's 2 for 2. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, it comes with 2 outs, but you can have a 2-out rally, no problem. Reggie Smith's attempt is a 1. Nope, nothing happening. So here's Hall of Famer Ted Simmons against Russell. 6-6 is a possible error on a throw. Go to Simmons. 5-4, and that is a ground ball to first. Possible error. That is a 6. The first baseman, Pete Lecoq, his error rating is a 9. So there will be a throwing error on Pete Lecoq. Now, the throw went to first base. So we've got to check the range of Rick Russell. He's a 5, so he needs to avoid a 6 here to make sure that ball didn't get by him. And he didn't. So just a 1-base error. E3, and now the Cubs have committed their first error. Not exactly the cleanest of games. Runners are at first and second with 2 outs for the Bake McBride. Russell. 6-4, strikeout chance, 15 too much. Go to McBride. 3-3, and that's a star 3, which is a ground ball to third. And since it's the final out, we'll just say he throws to first. Keep it simple. To end the inning. Nothing doing there for the Cardinals. They get no runs on a hit, 1 error, and 2 left. So now they left 8 on base. Both teams have left 8 runners on base through 5 innings. Not a positive sign. And now Tabby wants to interfere. I just felt her at my feet, trying to get up to where my computer is, so I'm trying to keep her out of there. Tabby, you had your limelight last night. Why don't you take a break today? All right. Cubbies are up. Steve Swisher. 2-1 ball game. And Swisher is batter number 26 for Gibson. He can face 30. So he's still okay. Gibson, 3-1 strikeout chance, but 20 is too high. We go to the Swisher. 4-5, and he's going to fly to center field. Hauled in by by Bake McBride. 1 down. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Russell. Russell is 1 for 2 with a run scored. 1-4 for Gibby is a strikeout, and he got him. That's 2 down. This time the D20 was cooperative enough to strike out Russell. So 2 up, 2 down for Rick Monday. Monday is 0 for 3. He did reach on an error, but he also flew to left and struck out. 5-3 for Gibson is going to be a home run question mark. Versus a lefty needs a 1-7. That passes. So now we're going to Rick Monday. He's got a 1-15 chance of a dinger. Rick Monday going for the blast. And he cannot get it. That's a 17. So Rick Monday does not get the home run. It went foul, but he does get to swing. 6-5, and he's going to ground it to first base. Reggie Smith takes it to bag himself, and the inning is over. So Gibby escapes big-time trouble. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubbies in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 2-1 ball game in favor of the Cubbies. But Monday came very close to making it 3-1. But he just missed it. And now we go to the bottom of the 6th. And due up for the Cardinals will be Reitz, Guerrero, and Gibson. So they probably will pinch hit for Gibson. That's probably going to be it for Gibson. His turn's in the batting order. If it was a DH, you probably keep Gibson in the game. But since you're going to need offense, they're going to be looking to get some get some pinch hitters in there, see what they can do. Ken Reitz is your batter, and Russell can face 27 batters. He's facing batter 25 right now, so the third batter of the inning will be his 27th batter. So when it gets back to Lou Brock, he'll be tired. 4-3, and that's a walk chance. 12 will not walk him, so Reitz will swing. 6-6, question mark 7, up to a 9 against the right-handers. That's a 1, so it will be a base hit for Ken Reitz. He's 2 for 3. Ken putting on the Reitz. Like $1 million trooper. Just like Gary Cooper. All right. Chance for a balk. So we check Russell for that. Nothing happening. Russell 1-4. Strikeout chance. 10 is too much. Guerrero will get a chance. 3-2. It's a star 1. It's a ground ball to second. Possible double play. He's a 3. They're halfway. Makes it a 4. The pivot at short. Kessinger is a 0. 1-4, it's a double play. And it is. So it's going to go 4-6-3 on the double play. That kind of took the starch out of him right there. And now with 2 outs and the bases empty, you wonder if they might go ahead and let Gibson hit. Tabby's chiming in with what she wants. But what will it be is the question. Boy, do we let Gibson hit? Or let's see, Gibson can face 30 batters. Right now, he has faced 28, so he'd be tired 2 batters in. So I'm thinking they probably should cap him. Tabby's chiming in, and oh, Tabby, you got to be quiet. All right, go do your thing, and then I'm taking you out of here. All right, that's all you get. Okay, come on. And now you can settle down. Okay, that's out of the way now. So what do you guys think? Do you think I ought to pull him for a pinch hitter? Since there's 2 outs and the base is clear. On the bench, you do have guys like Ron Fairley that can go deep on one swing of the bat. He's got a 16 home run chance. He's probably the best average hitter you have. But if you blow him, if you use him now, yes, it is, Robert. Tabby is gracious enough to let me play. All right, so I got a vote here that's from D. Smith. Says let him hit. So there you go. With 2 outs in the base, had somebody been on base, I probably would have pinch hit for him, but we're going to go ahead and let him hit. Russell 6-2, and that's a strikeout chance. It would have been a home run chance against a lefty. So had I used Ron Fairley, that would have been a pinch hit home run, folks. Had I used Ron Fairley, because that would have been against a lefty, and he's a 16, and that's a 16. But that's the way it goes. That's what happens. You just take your chances, and what are you going to do? That would have been a home run for Ron Fairley, but that's the beauty of being able to look at these cards to see what would have been. But he could have very easily struck out. It's just the way it worked out, so you never know how it's going to work out. Nothing doing for the Cardinals. They go down in order not 1, 2, 3 because they had a single, but the double play took care of it. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 7th. Score still 2-1 Cubbies. And Gibson. Yeah, I was thinking, Brian, I want to save Fairley for when there's guys on base and there's a leverage situation. I mean, it would have been a home run there, but who's to say if he hits that home run and ties it at 2 that they wouldn't have needed him more in the 9th later on. So even though that would have happened, I'm still in agreement with letting Gibson hit. So Cardinals coming up now. Gibson will be tired in 2 more batters. This is batter number 29 right here. So when he gets to Morales, he'll be tired. 1-2, and that's a straight out single against a right-hander. So Jose Cardinal gets his first hit of the game. That'll bring up Madlock, and we'll do the strategy roll for Cardinal. Nothing happening. Infield is halfway. Gibby, 2-3, and that's the ballpark card going to Busch Stadium. 3-2, and that's a rare play. How about that? We get a rare play in this instance. Fire the manager. Yes, absolutely. Hello, Jimmy Jam. How are you doing? Okay, so we're going rare play with men on base. It's a 2d6 roll, and then we read the chart. There, I'll put the chart. Oops, I'll put the chart right there. It's a 2d6 roll. and we'll see what happens. It's a 34. 34 says if runner on first. Wow, yes, there is a runner on first. If runner on first, single to right field with the runner attempting to go to third on a close play, roll 1d6 versus the base running plus right field arm. If higher, runner out, otherwise safe. Check injuries to runner and third baseman. All right, so we got a single to right field, and the runner's going to attempt to go to third base. So the runner in this case is Cardinal. He's a 4. To get from first to third, it's a +2, which makes that a 6. So this is something I got to ask you, RJL, because since it's a 6, there wouldn't even be a throw. So to me, there's no injury check or no anything because there's no throw. Because when you get a 6, there's no throw, and because of the right fielder arm in this case, the right fielder arm is. Why do I have 2 guys playing center field? That didn't make any sense. Got on my sheet playing center field. Davis is actually in right field. I don't know why I have him in center field. I got center field listed twice. Davis is the right fielder. So since Davis is the right fielder, he's a 0 arm, but on the chart you get a +2 going first to third, so that would make him a 6. So to me, okay, follow the rare play. Gotcha. All right, so we're going to follow the rare play. But by default, he's not going to be out because his thing is a 6. Or do you keep his run rating by itself as a 4 that he might be out? That's the other question. Would he be out on a 5 or a 6 is the question, I guess. I guess you had to. It'd be it'd be no reason not to, right? Oh, okay, so he's safe when we check for injury. All right, there you go. So Cardinal is safe. Madlock's at first. So we're going to check for injury on Cardinal and check for an injury on Ken Reitz is the way we're doing that. All right, so let's see. Cardinal injury rating is a 1. So since his injury rating is a 1, if we roll a 1 or a 2, he could stay in the game. He can. So Cardinal will be healthy. Ken Reitz at third, his injury rating is a 0. So if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, he will stay in the game. 1, so it's a much ado about nothing. No injuries. The 2d6 rolls of being a 1 certainly helped that cause. So runners are at the corners. It wasn't really that much to a rare play, was it? As it turns out, runners are at the corners with nobody out. And now Gibson is tired. Morales is coming up. Gibson is tired, so I think you got to go to the bullpen because if you hit one of these tired ratings, then you're looking at most likely a base hit. So let's see who they want to go to out of the pen. And let's see, well, he's their closer. I doubt you want to use Garmin. Terlicki is not very good. John Denny is not really made to, you know what? It's a high leverage situation. They're going to get a Garmin. So Mike Garmin's coming in because this is the ball game right here. This is your save situation right here. If you don't get out of this, then the game's pretty much over. So Garmin will be coming on, and they're not worried about a save situation. They're behind right now, and they need to keep the score where it is. They can't let it get out of hand. Runners in the corners, nobody out. And let's see what they're going to do here. Garmin against Jerry Morales. Gibson's going to go 6+, and he's going to give up 7 hits. He's giving up 2 runs, but the 2 guys on base are his responsibility. And let's see, he's going to walk. Let's see, he walked 2, and he struck out. I've got him for 3 strikeouts. All right, so Garmin is in there. Now the question is, do you play Yeah, you're correct about that, Brian. They would they would definitely be on the injured list with a hangnail or something. All right, so Garmin. Let's see if they want to play the infield in or how they want to do this. If they just give up the 1 run, it would keep it 3-1. They'd still be in the game. So I think that they need out. They're going to play for the double play, I think. right here. Actually, no, he's a 2. Halfway would be a 3. Yeah, they're going to play for the double play. All right, strategy roll for Madlock to steal or potential pickoff. Nothing happening. But they are back for the double play halfway. 4-3, and that is a possible error on a grounder. We go to Morales. 5-3, and that's a single to center field. Didn't matter how they were playing, but that is a 1, so that's going to be an error on the center fielder McBride. So how about that? So we go to the chart. I go to my chart here, S8, a failed error check on a single to center field. And it says number 5, roll 1d6 versus ABR runner hitter, 1 roll for everybody. If higher than ABR, the runner hitter advances 1 extra base. Otherwise, advance 2 extra bases. All right. Well, we know Cardinal is going to score. We're checking the base running rating for Madlock. That's higher than Madlock's run rating. It's also higher than Morales's. So they will just get the 1 extra base, not the 2 extra bases. But damage still done. Run comes in, single plus E8. That's the 4th error on the Cardinals in this game. Scoring is Cardinal. His run is earned. Madlock going to 3rd. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out still for Pete Lecoq. Yep, Raboski was not there, so I guess he was injured. Only left they have is Ron Bryant. And he's a marginal player that I had to print off a PDF. So infield is in. They really can't afford to do anything else. He really could use a good pickoff right about now. Nope, no pickoff. Infield is in. 1-3 is a strikeout chance. He'd take that too, but he won't get it there. Lecoq will swing. 5-4. It's a fly to left. Potential sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 3. That's a 5. That fails. Madlock's a 3, but the +2 arm from Brock makes him a 5. And so that brings him in on a sacrifice fly. So Bill Madlock will score on Pete Lecoq's sacrifice fly. Second run of the inning makes it 4-1 Cubbies as they start to pull away. 1 out for Don Kessinger. Nothing happening there. 2-3, and that's a single if he's tired, but he's not tired. Kessinger, 2-2, fly to center field. That is out number 2. Morales is a 3. To get from second to third on a fly ball to center field, you subtract 2, makes him a 1. Center fielder arm, McBride's a +1, makes him a 2. So 1-2, Morales will take third. He does not. He has to hold. So Kessinger not deep enough to move him up, and here comes Manny Trio. Garmin tried to get out of this the rest of the way without any further damage. Garmin to Trio, 3-5. That's a strikeout chance. A 7 will not get him. He's a 7, but the stadium takes 3 away. So no strikeout. Go to Trio. 1-6, fly to right. That's going to end the inning as Willie Davis puts it away. So all in all, not as bad as it could have been. 2 runs for the Cubs, and they take a 4-1 lead in the inning for the Cubbies. They pick up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. 4 errors already in 7 innings for the Cardinals. That's kind of their downfall right now. We go to the 7th inning stretch, and that's going to be it for Garmin, I do believe, most likely. So 7th inning stretch time is 4-1 Cubbies. Yes, it's never a shameless plug, as you always told me, RJL. It's never a shameless plug. So be sure to check out tomorrow at high noon Eastern on the RJL network. You get the slow playthrough, so it's an excellent opportunity for those that are, trying to learn the game or get nuances of the game. That's a perfect opportunity to tune in and do that. All right, so now Rick Russell is now tired, but he leads 4-1. So I'm going to leave Russell in there because he's got a 4-1 lead. If he gets in trouble, they do have bullpen activity for the Cubbies. They do have left-hander. Let's see. They have left-hander or they have a right-hander. Who do they want to go to here? Who's coming up for the Cardinals? Well, they got their choice because a lot of switch hitters are coming up, so they could go to anybody just about. Russell to Brock, but if he gets something in parentheses, he has to come out. 3-2 is a strikeout chance, and he got him. So he stays there long enough to strike out Lou Brock. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 7th for Ted Sizemore. Russell 4-3 is a walk chance. 9 is too high because he walks at an 11, but the stadium takes away 3. So that 9 is going to be too much. He will swing 4-4 and he flies to left, 2 down. So unfortunately for Sizemore, he's committed 2 more errors than he has base hits. Not a good sign. Here's Willie Davis. He is 2 for 3. Russell 3-6. That's the ballpark card going to Busch Stadium. See what happens at Busch Stadium. 4-1. Star 4 is a ground ball to third. Easy play for the third baseman, Mr. Madlock, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Russell. So he has gone 7 innings, giving up just the 1 run, and he's only allowed, he scattered 7 hits over those 7 innings, but he leads at 4-1. And now do it for the Cubbies. And Russell is set to bat second this inning, so they're going to go in and cap him at 7 innings and go to the bullpen, which means they need a pinch hitter, and that may depend on who's pitching for the Cardinals. Let's see, it's going to be Swisher, a pinch hitter, and then Rick Monday. Garman, let's see, Garman faced 1, 2, 3. He faced 4 batters. He's actually allowed to face 5, so I'm going to keep him in there. He will be tired on his second batter, so the Cardinals do have other activity in the bullpen. Behind him, they do have right-hander Greg Terlecki. So Terlecki is loosing in the pen. Swisher is up for the Cubbies here in the top of the 8th of a 4-1 game. And then we have to figure out who the pinch hitter is going to be for Russell. Garman to Swisher, 5-5's possible error. Could it be a 5th error for the Cardinals in this game? 3-6 is a ground ball to short. That's an 11. Guerrero's a shortstop, but look at that, folks. Guerrero is an 11. Error rate 11. That's an 11. That is error number 5 on the Cardinals in this game. That might be a record for me. I don't remember one team having 5 errors in one game, but we just have it, and we're only in the 8th inning. They still have a chance to get more. So, oh, I didn't know that, Modest King. I will have to go check that out. I will have to check that out. I hope he knows that we were overall we were praising his game and not bashing it by any means. I was just, the few things I had on my wish list I was just talking about, but I mean, I thought RJ and I both, because we do love this game, so I mean, we're not going to go against it, so to speak. So Champ Summers is going to pinch hit for the Cubbies. He's a lefty. So Champ Summers is going to pinch hit for Russell. Summers would later go on to play for the Reds in the later 70s, and then I think he went on to play for the Tigers and some other teams as well. But he's up there now. Oh, forgot to put Swisher at first base on the error by the shortstop, Guerrero. Our strategy rolls are off, so we're going to just go ahead and play it as usual. Infield halfway. Garman, 5-3, and that's a strikeout chance. And he'll get him. That's a 6. He's a 10. -3 is a 7, but Summers will strike out. So Summers is out for out number 1, and the order flips over to Rick Monday. Garman is tired, but they're going to keep him in there. See if they can get one more inning out of him. 4-6 is a blank to a lefty, so Rick Monday will swing. 3-1 is a star 2, which is a fly to right field. And that is out number 2. So Monday retires him. And now that brings up Swisher. Cardinal, rather. 6-4, and he is tired, so he's got to come out of the game. That's a double question mark. 1 to 16 is a base hit. That's a 2. It'll be a base hit, S1. Swisher, to get from first to third on an S1, needs a 4 or better. He does not have it, so he will stop there. But since he had his fatigue number, Swisher, or Garmin rather, will have to be removed. That's the exhaustion rule. Oh, 60 for pitchers. Okay, he changed that then because the website says 40. So he changed it then. Okay, so he's updated his thing. All right, so single by Cardinal, and that's going to end Garmin because of the super fatigue exhaustion thing. And we need a new pitcher for the Cardinals, and it's going to be the aforementioned Greg Terlecki. And the pitcher spot's far enough away there's going to be no double switch, so Robert will be happy about no double switching. Just a straight up pitching change. So Terlecki, I had him listed as a lefty, he's really a right-hander. So Terlecki is in, and he's going to be facing Mr. Madlock. So I wanted to keep Garmin in there, but he hit that fatigue roll, and therefore he had to come out. But he did end up pitching an inning and 2/3. So not horrible on that. Gibson ended up giving up all 4 runs. So let's see, Garmin gave up 2 hits, and he struck out 1, didn't walk anybody. Okay, so that means now we got Terlecki, and he's trying to get that 3rd out here in the 8th inning and keep the score where it is, not let it get worse. Terlecki, 6-1, strikeout chance, and he does not get him. Madlock's a 4, -3 is a 1. So that doesn't play. He's going to swing, though. 4-4, and he's going to single pass shortstop right there. Single pass short, but I think the bases are going to be loaded because to score from second on a S6, you need a 3 or better. He's only a 1 with 2 outs, makes him a 2, but he still has to hold up. So bases are loaded. And luckily for the Cubbies, or for the Cardinals rather, the run does not score. But they're on the doorstep. Bases are loaded for Jerry Morales. Terlecki, 4-4, and that's a straight up S1 against a right-hander. So that's going to score both runners from second and third. Madlock to get to third on a 1st to 3rd. On an S1, he needs a 4 or better. He's a 3, but with 2 outs, it becomes a 4. So big base hit for Jerry Morales, and that kind of blows the game open. That 2-run single for Morales, he's pretty much the player of the game without question. I don't see anybody else that's even close to being a player of the game because he's got 3 hits and a bunch of RBIs. So Madlock will take third on the throw. 2 runs are in. It is now 6-1 in favor of the Cubbies. And Cardinals looks like they're going to be 0 for 2 in inside pitch 1975 games of the week. So Pete Lecoq will be coming up. Terlecki, 5-3. It's a blank. We go to Lecoq. 1-3. It's grounder to second. That's going to finally end the inning. But 2 more runs come in to score here in the top of the 8th. And it's a 6-1 ball game. Favor of the Cubbies. On the inning, we had 2 runs. Only 1 of them earned. 3 hits. 1 error and 2 left. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and we need a new pitcher for the Cubbies. We'll close the book on Russell. He goes 7 innings. Gives up just the 1 run, which was earned. He gives up 7 hits. And he walks 2 and hits a batter. And, of course, is in line for the win. And he struck out Gibson 3 times. Brock once for a total of 4. It's the only ones he struck out, so 4 strikeouts. So we need a new pitcher for the Cubbies. We'll figure out who that's going to be. We go to the bullpen. And let's see, coming up for the Cardinals, it's a bunch of switch hitters and a lefty. So they're going to bring in Ken Frayling, a lefty. He will be coming on to pitch for the Cubbies. Ken Frayling. He will be on to face these switch hitters, starting with Reggie Smith. All right. Ken Frayling to Reggie Smith, 5-4. That is a ballpark card going to Busch Stadium. For Reggie Smith, 5-2. And that's a double to right field for Reggie Smith. So Reggie Smith greets Frayling with a double. That's the third hit for Reggie. He's 3 for 4. Actually, he's 3 for 3. He has a sacrifice fly, so he's pretty much perfect on the day. Whether he's hitting left-handed or right-handed, didn't matter. And here's Ted Simmons. Frayling, 4-5. That's a possible error. We go to Simmons. That's a 4-3, which is a fly to left, but that's a 13, and the left fielder does not have a 13 error rating. Left fielder in this case is Mr. Cardinal, and he's only an error rating of 5, so that's not going to be an error. He will make the catch for 1 away. So Simmons is retired, and that'll bring up Bake McBride. McBride holds his own against lefties according to this chart here. 4-1's a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Bake McBride out on strikes. 2 down for Ken Reitz. So the leadoff double might be going for naught. Frayling to Reitz. 4-2, and that is a blank to a righty. Go to Reitz. 2-4, and question mark 8 against the lefty goes to 15. That's a 20, though. That's the kind of day it's been for the Cardinals. It'll just be a deep fly to center, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 9th. It's still 6-1 Cubs here at Busch Stadium. Let's see if Terlecki wants to kind of mop up here. He can face 7 batters. In this game, he has only faced 3, so he's still good to go. So they will leave him in there, especially with the score being what it is. We go to the top of the 9th. Here is Mr. Kessinger. 2-2, and that's a strikeout chance, but 16 is too high. We go to Kessinger. 1-1, it's a fly to left. Lou Brock puts it away, 1 down. And that will send up Manny Trio. 1-2 is a strikeout chance, and 10 is too high. So we go to Trio. 4-5, and that's a ground ball to second for out number 2. And that brings up Mr. Swisher. Pitcher is on deck. So if they get to that, they will probably pinch hit for Frayling. Terlecki, 1-5, possible error. Could this be the 6th error of the game? Whoop, the red die didn't go through, so let's redo that again. It stuck to my finger for some reason. Now I'm having an error trying to roll the dice. That's just the way it is. 4-4, that is a ground ball to third. That's Ken Reitz. Ken Reitz's error rating is a 10, but fortunately for them, that's a 12. So Ken Reitz will make the play, and the inning will be over. So they avoid a 6th error. 5's enough. 5 is bad enough. It's a 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Cardinals. It'll be Guerrero, a pinch hitter for Terlecki. And then Lou Brock. So the pinch hitter, Ron Fairley, is their best hitter. He is a lefty, though. Not quite as good against the... Well, actually, he's decent against left-handed pitching. So that's who they're going to go with. They're going to go with Ron Fairley. So it'll be Guerrero, or they might pinch hit for Guerrero as well. Let's see who they've got on the bench. They got Louis Melendez. They're going to pinch hit with Guerrero with Louis Melendez. Try to get some offense here. Melendez and then Fairley will pinch hit for the pitcher. So Melendez, one of the flying Melendezes, will pinch hit here in the 9th to start the inning. He's a 265 hitter. Does a little bit better against the lefties. 4-6, that's a possible error on a ground ball. Melendez, 4-2, that's a fly to right, so no error to worry about. And there's one away. So Melendez is gone, and here comes Ron Fairley to pinch hit. Does have good power against lefties either way. Average-wise, he hits a little bit better against righties. 6-5 is a blank. We go to Fairley. 1-4, it's a ground ball to second, so it didn't matter who he was facing. That's going to be 2 outs. And last chance for the Cardinals, it is Lou Brock. Now, Frayling is now tired. That was his 6th batter. So if we get a question, parentheses, he will have to come out. 5-6 is a strikeout chance, 19 too much. Lou Brock. 4-4, he's going to single to left field, so the inning continues and the ball game continues. Lou Brock with a single. He's not being held on. We're not going to worry about it. Defensive indifference. I'm not getting that technical in a 6-1 game. I'm going to leave him where he is. And here is Ted Sizemore. Frayling 2-1, and he's going to have to leave the game because that's his fatigue roll. And instead of checking a strikeout, we're now checking for a walk. That's a 13. He will not walk, but he will have to come. If Sizemore reaches, then Frayling will have to leave the game. Of course, if Sizemore's out, the game's over. So 4-6. It's a question mark 7 against left. He goes to 17. That's a 13. It's a double to left field. So the question is, do you try to send Lou Brock down 6-1, or do you play it a little bit safer? I kind of like playing it safer myself, but he might be able to score automatically. There are 2 outs. He runs at a 4, so that makes him a 5. The double to left is going to be a -2, so that would make him a 3. It'd be a 1-3 to score, but you know what? In order for him to be out, we have to roll a 6 and then go through hoops, so we're going to go ahead and send him. It's 3. He will make it, so Brock does score. RBI double for Ted Sizemore, and that's going to be it for Frayling. He hit his fatigue roll, so he's got to come out. It is now 6-2. Still not a save situation. Still not a save situation. Willie Davis is on, and the Cubbies will have to go to their bullpen. And with Willie Davis up there, he's got 18 for home runs against righty, none for lefties, so they're going to bring in the lefty, Darrell Knowles. Even though it's not a save situation, they're going to bring him in anyway to try to cut off the nonsense and make sure this thing gets over with. So Darrell Knowles will be coming on. Frayling couldn't quite finish it out. Came close, but not quite. Close, but no cigar. Now, Willie Davis will be in there. I don't think you're going to pinch hit for Willie Davis. I really don't. It's a 277 hitter. They have nobody nearly good enough on the bench. Mike Tyson's 266. I guess you could pinch hit with Mike Tyson, though, if they wanted to. And you know what? I think they will. They're going to pinch hit for Willie Davis. They're going to pinch hit for Willie Davis with Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson will pinch hit for Willie Davis as a last gasp effort to try to keep this game going. Knowles, 4-3, and that's a straight up S1. So that will score Sizemore. Tyson with the pinch hit. And all of a sudden, it's now a 6-3 ball game. Cardinals are not going away quietly. There are 2 outs, though, for Reggie Smith. So 9th inning magic. The game is never over. An inside pitch, as RJL has always said. And make it proof positive right here. Darrell Knowles facing Reggie Smith. 3-2, and that is a 3-2 is a blank because he's facing a right-hander. Switch hitter batting right, so it's a blank. So we go to Reggie Smith. 3-3, and it's a ground ball to second. And the game is finally over. But the Cardinals put up 2 runs in the 9th to make it interesting. 6-3, your final. And we'll figure out, there's no save situation, so there's no save there. Rick Russell gets the win. Gibson takes the loss. We know that part. In the 9th inning for the Cardinals, they got 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and a man left, so we'll do the totals. Let's see, Knowles pitched a third of an inning and gave up a hit, nothing else. The run was charged to Frayling. Actually, both runs were charged to Frayling. So Fraley in an inning and 2/3. Let's see, Fraley inning and 2/3. He gave up 3 hits, and he got a strikeout, and that was it. All right, so let's move some of these players off the thing here and get our line score in place. And for the Cubbies, they crossed the plate with 6 runs, and they committed just the 1 error. Total hits, I have them for 11 hits. So for the Cubs, it's 6 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. For the Cardinals, 3 runs. They do it on 11 hits of their own, but they commit a mighty 5 errors. Now, left on base is interesting too. The Cubbies, 4, 5, they left on 11, and the Cardinals left on 10. So double-digit left on bases for both of them. Gibby the loser, and Russell the victory, no save. So there's your final score from Busch Stadium. And unfortunately for the Cardinal fans, that's 2 times they're 0 for 2 now on the game of the week. But I believe that's probably the last time they're scheduled to be on the game of the week. I'd have to check for sure. But next week, we are at Shea Stadium. So next week, it's going to be Steve Carlton and the Phillies against, I believe his name is his name Randy Tate? I forget the first name of this guy, Tate. But he's there for the Mets. It's going to be at Shea Stadium. Steve Carlton and the Phillies taking on the New York Metropolitans. That will be next Saturday, July 4th weekend. And as RJL says, why couldn't you do a Tom Seaver game? Well, he didn't pitch on Saturday, so I can't rearrange everything. I will, RJL, I will definitely check out the reply. Did you say? I thought you said it was 6-1 was the historical score. This score is 6-3. So was the historical score 6-1 or 6-3? Because I thought you had said it was 6-1. I didn't look it up to see. Oh, it was 6. Well, it would have been the same had they not scored 2 runs in the 9th. So go figure. I guess if I'd have brought in Daryl Knowles to begin the 9th, it probably would have stayed 6-1. But I didn't think about that. I was playing it the way I thought the Cubs would play it. I thought with a 6-1 lead, they would keep their other guy out there frailing and just take him out if he got in trouble or got tired, which he ended up getting tired. But that's what we got. Now tomorrow night on Replay Baseball 1993, we will have the Kansas City Royals against the Cleveland Indians, and that's David Cone pitching for Kansas City. And I believe I'm trying to remember the left-hander's name for Cleveland that's pitching in that game. I want to say it's Young, but I don't know his first name. I could be. I'm drawing a blank on the first name, but anyway, that's who's in there. Cleveland and Kansas City. The Sunday after that will be July 4th weekend, and it'll be the Padres and the Phillies from Philadelphia. Appropriate place to play on July the 4th. So that's the next 2 games in the Replay Baseball. In payoff pitch, it'll be the Texas Rangers and the Yankees. I'll try to make sure I don't hit the mute button this time so that we actually get a recording that you can hear. And Kurt Young, thank you very much, Kurt Young. So, yep, it's going to be Kurt Young against David Cone. And like I said, the Indians won the game in real life on a walk-off home run by Reggie Jefferson in the bottom of the 9th off of Cone. So Kansas City left Cone in the whole time, did not bring in Montgomery or anybody else, and he got taken deep to end the ball game. So once again, final score from St. Louis, it's the Cubs 6, Cardinals 3 for the NBC Game of the Week. Until next time, and don't forget to check out at noon tomorrow the RJL Network playthrough game, slow playthrough game with the World Series teams, Cubs and Indians. And then tomorrow night and roughly between 8 and 8:30, it'll be the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Indians. I will record that probably later tonight and then upload it for premiere because I'm going to be not home during that time. So I'll make sure it's up there, and that way you guys can all chat and whatnot. All right. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. And Tabby says goodbye.